The Chicago Bulls absolutely destroy the Los Angeles Lakers at the Staples Center. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central and Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. Not a full episode today, but we felt we got to bring something to you after this win over the Lakers. Pat, I don't know, like the first half was a competitive game of basketball. It was a fun game of basketball to watch, even with just that first half. But then it's like the Bulls came out of the second half, and once again, not only Coby in the second half, Modest played a great game. Josh Giddey had almost a quadruple-double. But I got to give a lot of credit still to Billy Donovan is coaching these guys, man. But so much storylines going into this one, man. How you feeling, Pat?
Listen, I don't know what happened, and I don't know if this is a word-for-word translation, but I think Josh Giddey called Modest Bucella's girl, or not, I'm sorry, Josh Giddey called Luka Doncic's girl a slab. Because the second half of Luka Doncic did not exist. 29 in the first half, dominant game. Him and Coby White going back and forth. Coby really doesn't shoot much in the second quarter. So now all of a sudden, Luka just continues to cook. 29 in the first half. I'm like, wow, if we don't find a way to slow him down, we are going to be in trouble. Second half, Josh Giddey matchup, absolutely dominant. 1 for 4 for Luka Doncic in the second half. Force them to go out there and wave the white flag at what? 5.5, 6 minutes left in the game?
Yeah.
Like whose Bulls are these? This defense was phenomenal in the second half. The Chicago Bulls did a great job. I thought the switching was great. You mentioned Billy Donovan's coaching. I thought how he was helping Giddey in those moments was really great. Although it was pissing me off, like you kept switching Vooch onto Luka Doncic. I never want to see that again. But only played Vooch 11 minutes in the second half. Like, dog, this was a game to me that. It was the first time I looked at the Bulls and I was like, oh, this ain't a hot stretch. This is really who they believe they are.
Yeah.
That's such a different feeling. And for the first time, I was like, I think this may be the team, that, depending on who you pay, I think this may be the team that you just have moving forward. And it actually has me excited about next season.
Yeah, I mean, me too. You know what it is with this one, Pat? At least to me, it's the fact that your backcourt has figured it out, and it's made the game easier for everyone. Like with Giddey and Coby are playing to their strengths, they actually do make the players better around them. We already know that's Giddey's whole thing, right? Like Giddey didn't even have to take a bunch of shots here in this game. He really started focusing on rebounding, facilitating, had almost that quadruple-double. But then even Coby White, I know that his scoring has been getting a lot of attention, but Pat, not only has he scored 12 games over 20 points, he's created 18 points off turnovers over these 11 games as well. That means that he's contributed almost 40 to 50 points coming from just Coby White's generating between assists and his own scoring every single night. That's crazy.
No, you know what's crazy? Hey, it's because I said this on Chicago Bulls Breeze. By the way, tap in with that. We're getting that cracking 3 times a week. This ain't last year's Chicago Bulls. This isn't before the All-Star break Chicago Bulls. Hey, this is a Bulls team that playoff teams don't want to see. I fully believe. Now, I think most of the teams that the Bulls will have to face if they do make the playoffs will still thrash them, right? If you go up against Boston, you know what I mean? Hey, Boston in 5. We go up against Cleveland in 5. Like, I get a Bulls
in 3. They may win 4 games in 3.
Cleveland in 11.5 minutes more than likely. But what I will say, you know what? I can't say that anymore, because I think that the Bulls are going to be a team that first round teams are going to look at and be like, I hope they don't make the play-in, because if they do, I hope they don't make the playoffs, make it out of the play-in, because if they do, we're going to have to work to beat this team. Like, it's not just a run over 8th seed anymore. Like, we're actually going to have to work hard to beat this team. They're going to want it a little bit more than what a normal 8th seed will. This is a Bulls team that is looking to be completely different. I thought today versus the Lakers really showed that in the second half, because my mentality was, as it always is, all right, the third quarter is usually a tough quarter for the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers have LeBron and Luka. You know they're going to start them. They're going to try and generate a run here early on. They're going to attack quickly. What are the Bulls going to be able to do to punch them back after that run happens? The run never happened. The Bulls were just like, all right, LeBron, you made your 2 tough layups. Good job. Now let us show you something.
It was such a crazy dynamic to watch this game unfold, because like it's one of those things, like you kept looking like, okay, Luka's going to turn it back on. Now LeBron's going to turn it back on. Is Austin Reeves going to go off? None of it ever happened. None of it ever happened. Like
Austin Reeves was in hell.
Yeah, I mean, he had a really solid first half. It was basically just him and Luka in the first half of this game. But after that, like it was such a night and day difference in this game. Like the Bulls were attacking, they were forcing the Lakers. Like the Bulls played an excellent brand of basketball today, and it was a total team. And I know that LeBron's coming back. I want to be clear. I understand that LeBron is coming back from a groin injury, but I tell you what, Patrick Williams' defense today, on top of his offensive output, this was a good P. Will game, man.
Yeah, listen, I mean, that groin was so bad he couldn't go over there and shake P. Will's hand after the game, so it's probably still bothering him, right? I mean, it's probably still an issue. Listen, Patrick Williams played a good game today. I'm not going to sit here and come in with the P. Will slander. I think most people only hear that. 5 for 8 from the field, 4 for 7 from the 3-point line, knocked down some key 3-pointers for the Bulls in the second half of that game to really extend that lead, and one that actually, to me, felt like the 3 that put the game out of reach. It's in this role, in this capacity, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But the two guys that replaced him, both should be ahead of him.
Yeah.
And we got to give Kevin Huerter some love. I mean, Kevin Huerter did not have a great game today. I think his percentages look a lot better because of that last 4 minutes where he got a couple of buckets up quick. But Kevin Huerter before that was having a struggling shooting day. But I said it during the live, Haize, like he took on a Javonte Green role. He didn't get a ton of rebounds, but he tipped a heck of a lot of them back. He created a bunch of second chance opportunities on the offensive side of the ball. I thought defensively he did a great job on Austin Reeves, and a couple of times he was like, "Let me show you how a real white boy hoops." You know what I mean? Like it was. So
he was an elite ball tipper today. Is what you're saying?
Listen, some days you tip the ball, some days you get tipped. Take that for what you will. Would you rather be the tipper or the tippy? I don't know.
Depends on who's doing the tipping.
So you the one doing the tipping.
So you the one doing the tipping.
Ain't nobody tipping me over. So you the one doing the tipping.
Oh man, I love that we can just
do 1 a.m. post game shows.
Yeah, bro. Hey, no, too many 1 a.m. post game shows. They may get us fired from Locked On. We're tiptoeing the line there, my boy. We're tiptoeing the line. But no, this was just a really good game from the Bulls, man. Coby White and the stretch that he's on. I said it over on Central. I'm going to bring it here to see how you feel about it. Like last season, we talked about it a lot. Where like there were games where Coby White was cooking, but still in the fourth quarter that we went to DeMar. Now that option isn't there, you're seeing Billy Donovan trust Coby more in these fourth quarters, not just with his own scoring, though, with creating as well, being a point guard. Yeah. And Coby's really been thriving in that role here more late. Like in the fourth quarter of this game, he didn't have to do a lot scoring wise. He only took 2 shots, but at that point, it was already over anyway. You look at the third quarter from Coby White, he still paced himself then. 6 shots, 4 of 6 from the field then. He got his 12 points. He understood how to go within the flow of the game. He got his steal. And you're just seeing a Coby White that seems like he understands what's needed from him for this team to get over those humps now. Whereas before, it still was a lot of DeMar dribbling the air out the ball last season.
And listen, I said this on the live call for the game, bro. Like, or I'm sorry, live reaction for legal reasons for the game. When you get a sample size to where we're at now, you can say it. I know we don't want to say it because we like the players that were here. I love DeMar. I love Zach LaVine. They were in the way. I don't want to include Caruso in that, but you kind of moved on from him. Nikola Vucevic played 11 minutes in the second half. Is when the Bulls played their best basketball. They're in the way. And it's okay to say it. Guess what? We just beat DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine in a very DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine way to lose a game.
Yeah.
They were in the way. And now that they're not in the way, I think that Coby White has an opportunity to truly prove on a consistent basis who he is. Listen, we saw Coby White last season without Zach LaVine, and I was like, this dude is phenomenal. This dude is amazing. Like, this is the Coby White that we wanted to see forever. Zach came back, and I was like, he's gone. Maybe it's because of the injury. Maybe that's the only problem with him. Gets without Zach LaVine yet again this season. I had a couple of good games with Zach, but for the most part, it was very inconsistent. Now he's without Zach throughout the entire second half of the season, and Coby White looks like he's the second coming of Michael Jordan out of UNC. What the heck is going on? Like, we've got enough of a sample size to say, and dare I say, same thing with Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey takes off when Zach LaVine's not on the team. I don't have to acquiesce to somebody who's as ball dominant as he is. Again, this is not a slander to Zach LaVine. It's just about, is it going to work with the people that you have in place? I wish him nothing but success. I think there's a style that Zach can play that fits in this NBA. But you can't see what we're seeing from these boys in the second half of the season and say those guys weren't in the way of this team having success.
Yeah, I mean, I think you gotta trust young players to develop. Like, we could talk about all the developing through learning and all those type of things, but having the ball in your hands is important for players, right? Like, and that's one thing that we've seen through this after Zach got traded is that now everybody, that usage that went to just to Zach is being spread out but just about everybody else on the team now. Yeah. And because they're more involved in the offense now, you're seeing less standing around, more off-ball movement, all the type of things that we have been on this podcast talking about for 3 years. We're now finally seeing consistently, and it's from a version of this team that I don't think after the trade, either one of us, no matter how we looked at the trade deal or whatnot, I didn't expect them to play this well. And honestly, as soon as they did, I know that the wins have just started coming more recently, but winning is a product of the process that you went through. We cannot overlook the fact after the trade deadline happened, probably about a week. It was a little rough there for the first week, but about a week after that, this is when they started the momentum to get to where they are now. And I just didn't think it would happen as quick as what it did.
Well, I think what changed, and I don't even know, like maybe something changed over the All-Star break. I would love to talk to Billy Donovan about that because I ain't gonna lie to you. They weren't playing like this a week after the trade deadline because defensively they had no heart. But something happened where offensively the Bulls always could score. It never was a problem. They would have lulls where they couldn't score. But I used to come on here and be like, Haize, listen, if we put up 130 points, we shouldn't be losing 135, 130. like defensively, we've seen this Bulls team wake up in a manner I haven't seen this Bulls team play under Billy Donovan. And I said it even when they pulled the starters and the Bulls pulled the starters. There's something that's happening systematically. There's something that's happening within the organization. THT's rotating well. Javon Carter hasn't played in I don't know how long. He's doing the same things that I'm seeing Josh Giddey do on the defensive side of the ball. There's a consistency there, and these players are really figuring it out. And dare I say, like, if Billy Donovan can keep a team playing defense at this level, you will have a team that will be a playoff team next season. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win a championship. I'm not saying they're going to be elite, but we're talking about a playoff team. And playoffs start with defense. And this Bulls team is playing better defense than I've ever seen them play under Billy Donovan. They're playing better defense probably, Haize, and we've seen them play in the last, how long was Boyle in here? It was 2. And Fred didn't have good defensive teams. Well, I shouldn't say that. That D-Wade
that
team
first
was decent.
year under Fred,
that D-Wade team was decent
yeah.
too. Yeah. So I say probably this is the best
almost
defense.
10 years, bro.
Almost 10 years.
Almost
bro.
10 years, bro. Yeah, real talk. Like, I was your age the last time they had this good of a defense.
Yeah. You were only on kid number what, 2 at that point?
I was still kid. You gotta keep in mind, Allen's about to be 12. I was still 4 deep.
Ah, Jesus. Been in the game for a minute, dog. I'm just not getting this. It's crazy. It's It's wild times out here, my boy. Yeah. We got to talk about Giddey before we get out of here. We got to give Giddey at least a good amount of love. I feel like we haven't talked enough about him. Near quadruple-double, my boy.
Yes, something that has not been done, I think, what they say in 40 years, something like that.
Yeah, only 4 times. By the way, how is this only the second time we played the Lakers in LA on a Saturday?
I mean,
that was a crazy thing to hear.
Yeah, but that's very specific, so I'm not too mad at that.
Dog, Josh Giddey tonight. I mean, you want to talk about getting the job done. 17 assists, 10 rebounds, 15 points, 8 steals on the day. I love the fact that he's just hooping too. I don't know if you got a chance to hear Casey Johnson talking with him after. Casey was like, yeah, you had 8 steals today. He was like, 8 steals? He's like, you didn't know? He's like, nah, thank you. Like, that's great.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing that Giddey does is special. Like, I get it, people harping, and this is why it's not just about Giddey scoring. Like, people are like, well, Giddey scoring isn't sustainable. Okay, fine. Like he goes back to scoring like today, 15 points, cool, 17 assists, 10 rebounds, 8 steals in this game, only 2 turnovers. Like, that's cool. Like, Giddey can. I love that he is just hooping because it's not like, oh, I need to get my shots. Oh, I need to get my assist. He's just out there playing the game of basketball, letting it come to him, and making his teammates better around him. This was a perfect Josh Giddey game.
And I'm gonna tell you this before we get out of here, bro. I want to talk to all you idiots that are worried about Josh Giddey scoring. Yeah, I said idiots because y'all are stupid. Because you have forgotten what point guards do. You've forgotten what the point guard position is for. You've forgotten the kind of player that Josh Giddey is. Y'all realize we want somebody else to be a superstar, right? So even if it's Modest or it's Coby who's on the team in a night like tonight, right? I want a couple of guys scoring 30. If Josh Giddey's the guy scoring 30, something's wrong. It probably means you don't have another superstar.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not be stupid. Let's be smart basketball fans. Let's understand that point guards need to do everything else and set things up. I know we live in an era where the point guards just go out there and score, but I would rather have this dude tonight with 15, 17, and 10. Forget the 8. The 8's a plus. The 8 is amazing, but that's a plus. But if you're telling me he's giving me 15, 17, and 10, y'all realize Rajon Rondo won an NBA championship for the Boston Celtics with numbers like that, right?
And almost got us to the second round of playoffs.
Should have got us to the second round of the playoffs if the hand wasn't broken.
Yeah. So.
Like, it's just dumb to sit there and be like, he can't keep scoring 30. I don't need him to score 30. You know who I need to score 30? Modest Buzelis, because he's chucking that thing up there. So at least put up 30.
Bro, no. And before we go to the dunk, the
behind the back?
The taking Luka off the dribble.
Hold on. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I've never talked about Luka's closeout defense in my life, though.
That's right.
The over pursuit was crazy.
I don't care. It was our rookie taking a 25-year-old MVP caliber player and taking him to the rack. That's it. That's all.
He effed them up, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was behind me. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Listen. I'm not going Kendall Gill far where we got our Cooper flag here. I'm not gonna say that.
No, that's
because I think he tripping a little bit on that one. But Modest got a better handle than Cooper Flag.
Yeah, there. You could say that there are things that Modest does better than Cooper without going to that. Cooper, he's better than Cooper. He does have a better handle than Cooper. I think that, and I think he's more athletic than Cooper Flag. But Cooper Flag kills him in just about every other place. Like Modest had a great game today, and love to see his.
Well, I should say Cooper Flag kills him in the 3-point shooting.
Oh,
he destroys him in the 3-point shooting. Modest is probably. I don't know. Peter Patton, keep it up, brother. You saw that list of people that he worked with today. Maybe we get Modest there. But, Modest going to have a 0 for 5 half of from shooting from 3. But he going to keep shooting that thing. Hey, man, we got to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. C-Red! Coby White! Still living right! Modest B! Hooping every day. LeBron gonna try to walk out and act like the groin ain't hurt today. Get some Skims, my boy.
We appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all bright and early Monday, man. Love you guys. Go Bulls. Peace.
Peace. Better shake some hands out there.